Our supposedly five senses. In speaking of an electrical awareness, which we call sensation, we think of our senses as five in number. These are the senses of seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. All of these five senses are but the one sense of feeling. We do not have five senses. Seeing is a sensation of feeling light waves through our eyes. Hearing is a sensation of feeling light waves through our ears. Tasting and smelling are sensations of feeling light waves reacting upon mouth and nostrils. All variation in sense of feeling is due to a difference of electric conditioning in pulsing wave matter. If pulsing wave matter is but an electric wave record of thought, sensation, likewise, is but an electric wave record of thought. Neither of them have reality. Neither of them are the thought they record. It also follows that if matter, motion, and substance are electric records of thought, then sensation has no reality, for sensation is but an electrical awareness of wave motion by other waves. It likewise follows that if matter, motion, and substance are electric wave recordings of thought, then electricity, which records thought, and thought itself are non-existent. There is but one thing in this universe, light, the still light of all knowing, the one light which is God. God alone lives. His thinking and imagining is knowing. The knowing universe is all that is. Knowing mind is still. There is no activity whatsoever in the universe of either spirit or matter. Empirical knowledge. Man's present civilization is erected upon the foundation of empirical knowledge, obtained through his senses. What is empirical knowledge? The definition in the dictionary is conclusions founded upon experiment and observation alone. In other words, the so-called knowledge upon which man relies is founded upon the evidence of his senses, or more simply, upon the non-existent waves of motion of a non-existent substance. The fact is the answer as to why mankind that fact is the answer as to why mankind has as yet practically no knowledge. During his amoeba and jungle days, he lived a purely sensed existence. His body cells were controlled entirely by instinctive flux threads of light extended to him directly from the Creator. Man is still new. Out of millions of such years, he has had but a few thousand years since the dawn of consciousness awakened in him the slightest suspicion of his spiritual inheritance. The advance of man since the first messengers of God appeared on earth to kindle an awakening spark in him has been based upon information gained by his senses and stored in his electric brain as memory records of sensed observations. These observations he has reasoned into sensed conclusions by an electrically sensitized brain. All of such conclusions, which are based upon the evidence of senses, have within them the element of deception, which characterize all effects of motion in this three-dimensional universe of illusion. Man is aware of some of these illusions, such as those of perspective. He is aware of the fact that railroad tracks do not meet upon the horizon, but he is not aware of the fact that all effective motion are not what they seem to be. He is thus misled into forming conclusions which have no relation to nature whatsoever. One can have no knowledge of effect, for all knowledge lies in cause. Our new fundamental laws and principles must be based upon knowledge of cause. Laws based upon illusion. Newton, for example, confessedly did not know what gravitation was, yet wrote laws concerning it based upon his observation as to what gravitation did to an apple. Also, he concluded that the moon would fall upon the earth if it were not for its motion. He even proved this mathematically, not being aware of the fact that those same mathematical formula would apply to every satellite, planet, and star in the heavens, as well as to every electron in every atom, none of which are falling into their primaries. Observers in natural phenomena are still calculating the age of the universe and weight of the earth. The universe is ageless. It had no beginning. Likewise, the earth has no weight in respect to anything else in the universe. Every orb in the heavens is in perfect balance with every other orb. Messengers of the light. What little knowledge man has acquired during these last few thousand years has been given to him by the very few geniuses, prophets, mystics, and other messengers of the light who have come to re-inspire mankind with their inspired knowledge. From these rare few, the beginnings of our culture have sprung. Without them, there would be no understanding of beauty in the world. Without beauty, man would still be barbarian. Through beauty alone will he gradually become consciously aware of his oneness with the light. When man knows the light, he will know all things. Today that light is so dim in all mankind that no one has as yet fathomed the secret of light or of gravitation, radiation, electricity, growth, life, reincarnation, or the wave. The day has now dawned when he will know these things. This is man's inheritance for this new age. Now some words from God here, from the Divine Iliad. Behold in me the one light, from which a seeming two lights appear as pairs of rhythmically interchanging opposites. These are my light messengers. They are my workers, which build my imaged forms and give them back to me devoid of form. They are the pulsing heartbeat of my body, the makers of forever borning cycles of my imagining in forms of things. The two are equal halves of one. They never can become one. They forever interchange to simulate a balanced unity which they never find, for they never can be aught but two. From me one light extendeth to give form to my imagining, and give them pulse beat to simulate eternal life in them, which is in me. The other light dissolveth that form, and giveth it back to me, unquickened for resurrection in my rest, to repeat my imaginings. Say thou therefore that life is eternal in man, through eternities of resurrections of him in me. And say thou also that his resurrection is his own, for he is one with me. Thus is my imaged dual light universe born, dissolved, and reborn, concentrated, decentrated, and reconcentrated, integrated, disintegrated, and reintegrated forever and forever in my imaged universe of imaged time and space. And behold, each of my pairs of opposite expressions of me are reborn through me as the other one. Again I say, there is naught but rebirth in me. There is no death. Go thou and tell to man that both life and death are but mirrors of each other, which becometh each other in their forever interpassing through each other to their still fulcrum in my knowing, from which both sprang into seeming being to record the imaged forms of my